What if I told you that slower muscle gains have nothing to do with your age? While it may seem like your 20s were the peak of your physical potential, there's no reason you can't continue to build impressive muscle mass as you get older. The key, however, lies in avoiding a few common mistakes. In this video, I'm going to share the 7 biggest muscle building mistakes most men make as they get older and how to avoid them so you can build muscle faster than you did in your 20s. Mistake number 1, accepting mediocre progress. One of the biggest misconceptions we have is that once we hit 40, muscle gains slow down. As a result, we pull back on our training and accept mediocre progress. But what if I told you that you can build just as much muscle in your 40s as you did in your 20s? This study compared hypertrophy responses to resistance exercise in young versus old adults. After 16 weeks, both groups showed similar gains in myofiber size and 1 rep max strength. Myofiber size increased by 32% in the younger individuals and 30% in the older participants. Both groups also saw significant improvements in 1 rep max strength. In another study, researchers measured training adaptations between college-aged and middle-aged men. The middle-aged group increased their bench press 1 rep max by twice as much as the college age group. And when it comes to muscle growth, the older men saw 17% greater size gains than the younger guys. In summary, the research shows that aging does not diminish the hypertrophic response to resistance training. Thus, there's no reason to accept mediocre progress just because we're getting older. Mistake number 2, not enough protein. Research indicates that older adults require more protein than younger individuals to stimulate muscle protein synthesis effectively. Specifically, studies show that older individuals need a higher protein dose per meal to achieve maximum muscle protein synthesis rates. Another study done on older men compared the muscle protein synthetic response to 0, 10, 20, and 40 grams of protein post-exercise. They saw a 65% increase in muscle protein synthesis from 20 grams and a 90% increase from 40 grams. And while consuming 20 grams of protein induces maximal post-exercise muscle protein synthesis rates in younger men, this study on older men found that consuming 30 and 45 grams of protein increases muscle protein synthesis in a stepwise manner. Thus, you should be consuming around 40 to 50 grams of protein per meal if you want to maximize the anabolic response. Mistake number 3, lower training volume. While most individuals tend to train less as they age, research suggests that maintaining or even increasing training volume might be better for muscle growth. This study, comparing resistance exercise volume and intensity in young and older men, found that while doubling exercise volume had limited effects in younger men, it significantly increased muscle protein synthesis in older men. This suggests that higher training volumes can effectively compensate for age-related declines in muscle sensitivity and maximize post-exercise muscle protein synthesis in aging individuals. Similarly, this meta-analysis found that higher volume workout programs were associated with significantly greater increases in lean body mass in older individuals. Based on the research, older individuals may need higher training volumes to enhance anabolic signaling and stimulate muscle growth effectively. And remember, this doesn't mean doing more reps per set, but rather doing more total sets at the same intensity. Mistake number 4, avoiding heavy weights. As we age, we tend to avoid heavy weights due to a fear of injury. However, avoiding heavy weights has several impacts on our muscle building efforts, and the one major consequence is suboptimal training. First, let me establish that studies show that as long as sets are taken to the same proximity to failure, you will experience the same rates of muscle growth with lower and higher reps. The problem with high rep training, however, is that it produces more metabolite accumulation, which leads to higher bouts of fatigue and muscle damage. And based on the research, this leads to longer recovery times, reducing the quantity and quality of training you can do. Consider this: the closer you train to failure, the more fatigue you accumulate. And this meta-analysis reveals that high rep training requires lifting closer to failure to achieve the same muscle growth as heavy weights lifted farther from failure. Therefore, if you want to better manage fatigue and recovery, opt for heavy lifting. Moreover, lifting heavy weights while staying far from failure significantly reduces the likelihood of form errors, thereby decreasing your risk of injury. Mistake number 5, ignoring pain. Studies have shown that aging leads to changes in joint structure and function, including a decrease in synovial fluid and stiffening of connective tissue, making them more prone to wear and tear. Additionally, aging is accompanied by a decline in connective tissue strength and flexibility. Thus, injury prevention becomes increasingly critical as you get older. Continuing to work through pain can exacerbate existing injuries and lead to further complications. While it may seem noble to push through discomfort in pursuit of gains, it ultimately sets you up for long-term setbacks and hinders your ability to make sustainable progress. Thus, you should adopt a more mindful approach to training. This involves listening to your body and recognizing when something doesn't feel right. One thing you can do is modify or swap out exercises based on how they feel. If squats cause knee pain, switch to exercises like Bulgarian split squats or leg presses. If barbell overhead presses hurt your shoulders, try switching to dumbbells. If traditional deadlifts are straining your lower back, try using a trap bar or doing Romanian deadlifts. Remember, there are no exercises you have to do. Working around pain, not through it, is crucial for sustainable progress. So, prioritize your body's signals, adjust your workouts accordingly, and maintain a focus on the long term to keep making gains. Mistake number 6, not having a plan. Walking into the gym without a plan and deciding on the fly what to do is merely exercising, not training. Thus, if you want to keep building muscle well into your 40s, having a structured plan with a predetermined progression system is critical. Without such structure, it'll be difficult to gauge your progress, leading to either overexertion or understimulation, both of which will lead to poor results. Remember, progressive overload is the main pathway by which we build muscle. To achieve progressive overload, we must force our muscles to adapt to a given stimulus. These adaptations come in the form of new muscle growth and increased strength. Once the muscles have adapted, new stimulus is required to spur new growth, and the new stimulus would come in the form of increasing the weight you lift for a given number of reps or increasing the reps you do for a given weight. If you don't have a structured plan, however, achieving either of these becomes a shot in the dark, resulting in weeks, months, or even years with little to no progress to show for your time in the gym. So, if you're an intermediate or advanced lifter who's looking for a structured program to follow, download a copy of the Push-Pull-Wave Method. This is a 4-day push-pull workout program designed for intermediate and advanced lifters who are looking to take their physique to the next level. And right now, you can get it absolutely free. Just click the link in the description, enter your name and email, and get instant access to the program. Mistake number 7, not recovering properly. As we age, our recovery capabilities diminish. Whether it's the age-related decline in testosterone and other anabolic hormones or impairment of neuromuscular function, they all impact our recovery. So yes, we should train hard, but we should also train smart. One 2016 study found that individuals who rested for 3 minutes experienced significantly greater muscle mass compared to those who rested for only 1 minute. Another study compared muscle protein synthesis rates between groups groups resting for 5 minutes and those resting for 1 minute. The results revealed that the longer rest group experienced double the gains with a 152% increase in muscle protein synthesis compared to only 76% in the shorter rest group. Thus, to optimize recovery between sets, aim for at least 3 minutes of rest for smaller muscle groups and 5 minutes for larger ones. For recovery between training sessions, the general recommendation is to rest 48 to 72 hours between workouts targeting the same muscle group. However, studies show this is not a strict rule. Therefore, the best advice I would give is to avoid training a muscle that is still sore. That said, the more experienced you become, the less soreness you'll experience, thus the less rest you'll need between sessions. And remember, recovery happens outside of the gym when you're sleeping, eating, and resting. So make sure you're sleeping 7 to 9 hours per night, consuming enough total calories, and getting a couple of servings of fruit and vegetables each day. So there you have it, the 7 biggest muscle building mistakes men over 40 always make. By understanding and addressing these mistakes, you can optimize your workouts, protect your joints, and continue making gains. Did you find this video helpful? If so, click the like button below as it'll truly help out the channel. Also, if you're a man in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or beyond who's looking to build the most muscle in the least amount of time, check out our 30-minute full body workout. Just click the link on the screen and learn the short but effective 30-minute workout that hits every single muscle group. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe for more videos and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next one. Peace.